All right, hi. I'd like to share with you a few different ways to clear space, and I've learned all of these from my mentor, Dr. Mikio Sankey, and I'll include a link to his website with this video. And basically, I feel inspired to share this with you, especially in this time when a lot of us are spending extra time at home and energies can get a little stagnant, and this is a nice way to help clear out our space, move the energy through our home or our workspace if we work from home, and just allow that kind of fluidity of freshness in our home space. And so these are 3 different ways. You can do all of them, or you can just pick one or so that makes sense. But I just wanted to share them all with you. The first one I'm going to share is the smudging with salt and alcohol. What you're going to need is a pot, like with a handle, and some alcohol. I used the 70%, and some salt. Usually I use like Epsom salt or some rock salt like this, and a lighter. If you have a lighter with a long handle, that's a little bit better and safer to use. And you want to make sure that the handle of the pot doesn't get hot if you're doing large spaces. And you also probably want to pick a pot if you're going to do this more than once. That's kind of dedicated for smudging. As you can see, the inside of our pot has gotten a little scorched, and that's just that just happens. So it's good to kind of have the designated smudging pot. And so what you want to do is you start by putting salt in the bottom of the pan, and you want to see, like, I'm not doing a ton. I'm doing just enough to get a little fine or thin layer to cover the bottom, and I'll do just a little bit more in here. And then you just want to take enough alcohol. Let's see if I have enough here. Just enough alcohol to cover the salt. You don't want too much because it actually makes it hard to light. But that should do it. And then you just want to be careful as you light it to get your hand out of the way quickly. As you can see, it makes a pretty good size flame. So you want to hold it mindfully around the things that you're going to be smudging. And when you smudge your space, you just want to kind of get the general space. And again, I'll take the water with me just in case. And then you also want to just kind of get around things, pieces of furniture. If you have cabinets like this, you can open the cabinet door and just smudge right in front of what's inside. And we have, oh, I forgot what I was going to say there. Anyways, you just kind of smudge kind of quickly like this. If you're doing like closet spaces, I definitely recommend opening the door, even kitchen cabinets. If you have old pieces of furniture or areas where you might just intuitively feel like gather a bunch of energy, you can just hang out there a little bit longer. And kind of make sure that you're getting it. Again, be mindful of the flame. When it does catch pockets of energy, like it did right there, it can make a pretty big flame. So you want to hold it far away from you and not get too close to things. And then when you're done, you can just either put it out, or if you're doing like a larger space, you might find that the flame goes out before you're done. Then you just add a little bit more salt and alcohol and continue on until you're done. So that is one way. And then I would like to share with you another way that's actually very easy, is with sound. Certain sound frequencies have certain vibrational effects, and you can use any sound, but if you're looking to clear space, I really recommend using a tuning fork like this. It's frequenced at 528, and I will include a link. I think it's like $36. It has a very nice sound to it, and it's nice to not only center and clear space, but also center and clear ourselves. So it's nice if you're doing meditations, you can meditate with the sound, or just kind of do a sweep over your own body, a sweep through the space, and it's a really nice way of kind of toning the space and grounding things. And then lastly, I would like to share with you, let me make a little space here on our table. I'd like to share with you how to make copper rings. And so Copper rings are handy if it's a little bit more of an esoteric way of clearing space, but if you're sensitive to energies, if you have a feeling that you live in a space that has a lot of ancient visitors, or what people might call as ghosts, then doing copper rings might feel really good and help seal up your space. And so for that, you'll want to get some copper wire. You can get this at any hardware store. You can really get any gauge. I've just personally found working with this 20 gauges feels really good. And what I'll do is I'll get 3 things that are round and just use them as a way to kind of template the circles. It's just easier than free circling. So I get, you want to find things that can nest. So I'm going to use the circumference of this jar here, the circumference of the lid, and the circumference of this bottle. And you'll see how they all kind of nest into each other. I want to start by kind of just extending the wire. And then kind of finding like a midway. I guess I can just cut this wire here. And then I'm kind of eyeballing like a midway point, and I make my first circle. And I'm just using the jar. It could be any size, but I'm just using it as a way to get a very smooth circle. And then I just kind of pinch the circle off. You can even do like a full twist. And then I use the lid. This is now my second circle. Let's see if I gauged that correctly. Yeah, I hear you. I'm wanting this circle to sit inside our first circle, and as you can see, it fits just fine. And then Bodhi is learning how to do circles with us. And then I take my third. And again, I just use the things just to kind of make it easier. And then you just kind of flop them inside each other. So you have some configuration of 3 circles. I hope you can see that okay. And then from my end, I want to cut off these tails. So I'm just going to twist and then snip. And then I'll fold these down. And I'll probably get some needle nose pliers and further kind of twist these down. But anyways, this will work for now. And so as you can see, I've got these 3 circles all within each other. And again, you can do it kind of any way you want. Like you can make it separate circles and then tied together. I like to use just one long piece of wire and do it. That has a different effect, I think, than 3 separate cut pieces of wire, but just like that. And then you can slip this underneath rugs, like I said, behind pictures, under furniture. You could tape it up under the bottom of tables. Anywhere where you feel like your space just kind of has a little bit stagnation, or when you're in that room you just feel a little bit more heaviness, or if you have some sense of beings coming in and out of your space that you don't really want anymore, you can put these in that room, and this will help clear out that space and keep things sealed up. So again, another little esoteric way of clearing space, but for those of you interested, I think you might really enjoy working with this. So thanks so much.